Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to my channel, to everyone who liked my videos, to everyone who left positive comments. I appreciate you guys so very much, and may God bless you. And to everyone who hasn't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you do like it here. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over how week 16 went for me. So before we get into that, let's just get into the charts, and then you can see how the week went for me, and then I'm going to come back and give a commentary. So let's get back into the charts, and then you can see how my week went. Into the charts. So on Monday, I took one trade, which was GU. Okay, on the weekly we had a fair value gap here, which price had not yet gotten to, and then on the daily it was a bit confusing, because yes, we have this fair value gap on the weekly which price still needs to run through, right? But then we also were trading in this fair value gap, so it was rather confusing for me to decide what our bias is going to be. Are we going to be trading lower to the weekly, or are we going to be respecting the daily to go up? So I just decided to respect the weekly, because I think the higher time frame is more powerful. So my bias was shorts. So we are going to jump straight to the 15 minute, sorry. Okay, so on the 15 minute, as you can see, we had a fair value gap here, and we also had our previous day high, our Asian range, which was taken out, and we are inside our trading hours. Then price went into the fair value gap, and then it started trading lower. So I took my trade on this fair value gap. It was basically a turtle soup, and it would just swing at the same time. So I took it on the 1 minute. So on the 1 minute, I waited for price to give me a reversal pattern. Yeah, so on the minute, price gave us a reversal pattern and left us this fair value gap, and then that's where our entry was, and then we were meant to take it down. And also price was trading above the midnight. So we had enough confluences for us to take this trade. So yeah, so I was supposed to get about a 12R, if I'm not, yeah, a 12R. But then price just went up to my around 11R, which wasn't bad. But then I saw that price had come here and it ended, it came back, and but I actually didn't close the trade. During all this range, I just decided I'm just going to put my stop loss somewhere, and then I'm gonna let the trade go and sleep and hope that it comes back. But it didn't come back, so I should have rather closed it, or actually I should have rather put my stop loss on the full body candles, because yes, I was expecting price to take out the previous day low, right? But then sometimes if price takes out the candles and not the wicks, it is still taking it out. So I was supposed to look for the lowest full body candles and then place my stop loss there. And actually, if you go on the 5 minutes, you find that our stop loss would have been somewhere here, right? Our full body candles would have been somewhere here, so we would have gotten a nice 11R. But at that moment I didn't know that, so I ended up getting out of this trade with 3R. So I got I was risking 0.5, so I got about $15 on this trade. And then on Tuesday I entered EU. On this trade, let's just go and see it first. Let's just see what the trade was all about on Tuesday. So yes, I took the short, and it was pretty difficult to tell the buyers this week because we had a weekly fair value gap with lots of daily fair value gaps which were opposing each other, so it was rather difficult to know what our bias is. But at this moment my bias was short, and as you can see, I tried to take an entry. My first entry was here when price had taken out the previous day low. Price opened above the previous day low, and I tried to enter here, it didn't work out. I tried to enter here, it didn't work out. I tried to enter here, it didn't work out. I tried to enter here, it didn't work out. So basically this is the day where I decided I'm going to give myself a rule that I'm only going to try to enter twice on a trade idea, and I'll leave it alone. Yeah, so basically that's Tuesday. And then so that's basically that's it, Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Thursday I didn't get any trades at all. I was just watching, expecting it to turn at this point. It doesn't turn. It was just so stressful to just watch and not get an entry, but that's what happened. And then on Friday I was waiting for price to come to this area on GM30, because GM30 was not giving anything this week. It was just ranging a lot. So I was waiting for it to come to this daily fair value gap, and then I was going to sell. So on Friday I saw it come to this, and then I sold here. Didn't work out. Waited for it, got here again, sold. It didn't work out, and my rule had been like I only give myself 2 tries and that's it. So that's it for German 13. But then in hindsight, looking at my bias, I realized that I probably shouldn't have been selling, because if you look at this range from here to here, this is the range we're trading on the daily chart. You find that I was trying to sell on this fair value gap, which was actually below in our discount. So I was supposed to let it get to our premium and then try to sell, of which it would have been outside our trading hours anyway. So so basically my bias was supposed to be longs until we get here, and then start shorting when we get into this range. But at that time I actually did not think about this. So, and then on Friday I also took this last trade that I took. Okay, let's go to Friday. Okay, so EU on the daily chart. Okay, we are now in the weekly fair value gap. Let me just show you. There was a fair value gap on the weekly here, which was the cause of confusion for me this week, because we have this fair value gap, right, the weekly, and then on the daily we have this one, and then we also had this one which was saying we should short, and then we had this one which was saying we should long. So they're kind of contradicting each other, which was a little bit confusing, right? And then So when price got into the weekly, I knew that it's time for me to buy. So yeah, on the 15-minute, what was going on? Let me just check. On the 15-minute, we are in the daily. We are also in the in a 15-minute. We are in the weekly. We are also in a 15-minute fair value gap. I'm not sure if we have a 1 hour there. Did we have a 1 hour? No, we didn't have a 1 hour. Let's do this so we can see nicely. Okay, this was my alert. My alert needs to go, but okay, fine, I'll look for it later. So we are in the weekly, right? We are also in the 15-minute. I think the 1 hour didn't have anything because it had already been touched. So probably we can say, yeah, no, it was touched, so we didn't have anything. So on the 15-minute, we also had a fair value gap which hadn't been touched. So we are in the 15-minute, we're in the 1 hour, and then we drop down to the 1 minute. Okay, so this was a very tricky one. I could have easily missed this one, but I was waiting for it for the whole week, so I did not miss it. Okay, so okay, so I saw price going into the 15-minute, and then it broke structure. The structure break is not very convincing, so I was not very confident about this entry, but I took it anyway. I was willing to take the risk. So it broke structure because it did have a body break, but it's not very clear. Yeah, it did have a body break, and then it left a fair value gap, and then I entered here, and then it ranged. It did a lot of things, and this was like, I think, almost time for us to close this, because I think, yeah, it was almost 5. It was around 4:40 New York time. So yeah, it ranged a lot, ranged, did funny things there, and then finally started going up. So yeah, so this was the good trade of the week. Yep. So yeah, so that's basically what I got. This one gave me a nice 15R, which was very nice, and I could have actually held it up, but no, I think 15R is good. So yeah, so that's basically it for me for the charts. So you've seen how my week went. There wasn't much trading, which is a good thing. On Monday, I entered one trade, which is GU, and it was a good trade. It was a sell, and I was expecting to get about $63, but price went down to around 62 and then came back up, and I didn't close it. It was at 50 for some time, and then it went to 30, but I didn't close it because I wanted to get the full 63. So what I did is I just put my stop loss above a high on the 5-minute before I went to sleep, and then the next day it took me out at 3R. So the lesson for Monday was I could have closed the trade because it ranged for a long time and I could have gotten more profit, but I didn't close it. And then later on in the week, as we were discussing with my mentor, I actually learned about rejection blocks, which I didn't know about. And then I realized that on this trade, I could have used that technique to exit the trade, because price did take out the candle, but didn't take out the wicks like on the previous day low. It didn't take out the wicks, but it took out the body of the candle. So I should have just put my TP at the body of the candle and it would have still given me 11 point something, which was okay. So yeah, so I didn't know that. I thought now price is still gonna come back because it hasn't taken out the low, but it had, because it had taken out the body but not the wicks. So that's something that I learned. So that's something that I'm going to start implementing. And then on Tuesday, I took an EU trade. I was trying to sell, but then price just wasn't coming to play. I sold, I think, 4 times. And on this day, this is when I gave myself the rule that I am only going to try one trade idea twice. I'm saying twice because I'm not yet at the place where when I try to enter, I'm perfect with my entry technique. So sometimes I give myself room for making a mistake, but then I only give myself room to make one mistake. So basically, I'm gonna be trying to enter twice, and then I'm done. I won't try again. But then I would like to get to a point where I can only try once and that's it. Then I know that no, this trade idea is not gonna work, and leave it alone. So yeah, so I'm just gonna be working to perfect my entry technique to a point where I'll tell myself that I'm only going to try once and that's it. But for now, my new rule is I'll only try twice. So on EU, I lost 2%, which I wasn't supposed to lose. I should have just tried twice, and that was it, and lose 1%. Yeah. And then on Wednesday, there were no trades for me. On Thursday, same, there were no trades for me. And I wasn't, like, I was in the markets the entire day looking for an entry on Wednesday, and I couldn't find it. Thursday, same thing, I was in the markets the entire day watching. It got to this point, doesn't give me an entry, gets to this point, doesn't give me an entry, it doesn't do what I'm expecting it to do. It was just doing its own thing. German 30 was worse. It was just ranging, not even taking out lows or highs, not doing nothing. It was just ranging in the same place. It was so frustrating to just sit there and just not get entries. But then in hindsight, it's actually good to be able to see that, no, that's not a good entry, let me leave it alone. No, that's not a good entry. Because the market did present some entries, but then I just felt like, no, this is not A1, let me leave it. And I would have gotten a lot of losses if it was the me before. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's me developing, and yeah, it's great. So on Friday, I did try to enter German 30. German 30 was just crazy this week. Like, it ranged the entire week, and then on Friday, when it gets to the daily fair value gap, it doesn't want to do what I expected to do. So I lost the trade. I tried to enter it twice, I lost it, and that was it. But then in hindsight, I actually figured out that no, it was probably going for the fair value gaps in the premium. I didn't figure this out. So yeah, so probably that's why I lost, but we'll see how it goes next week. And then I did enter an EU trade, which was so nice. It did what I expected it to do. I ended up winning the trade, and I think I got about 5% on that trade, which was great. And because I didn't trade so much this week, I didn't trade Wednesday and Thursday there were no trades. Tuesday is the day that maybe I made a mistake. I should have only lost 1% instead of 2%. And then on Monday I should have won like 6% instead of the 1.5% that I won. So if I didn't make the mistakes that I did make on Monday, I would have gotten 6%. On Tuesday, minus 1%, which is 5%. Wednesday, Thursday, there was nothing. And then on Friday, I got my 5%, which would have made 10%. But then in this instance, on Monday, I ended up with 1.5%. On Tuesday, I ended up with minus 2%, which gives me minus 0.5. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, I didn't trade, which is a good thing because we preserve our money, our capital. And then on Friday, we get our 5%, which now leaves us with something like 4% or 3.5, somewhere there for the week, which is great. Love it. So yeah, so this week was good. Not much trading in the markets, but a lot of growth in terms of psychology, in terms of being able to restrain myself, and in terms of being able to see that this is not a good setup. Let me leave it alone. This is not worth me risking my money on. Let me leave it alone. Let me wait for the setup that will give me what I want. And it happened on Friday. And basically this is also the end of the quarter. It's also the end of the month. So looking at the entire month, it was a month of learning, a month of growth, a month of there's nothing that I can say was wrong in this month in terms of my trading career. Yes, there were ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, but overall we finished the month with a positive 6.5%, which is not bad. And we finished the week with a positive 3.5%, which is not bad at all. For the quarter, a lot happened in the quarter, from being clueless to a point where now we are starting to see progress, we are starting to see consistency, and it's so great. And I would attribute my growth in the quarter and in the month to the help that I got from my mentor. Shout out to you. And hopefully now his YouTube channel is up, and I'm going to link it down below so that you guys can also go to his channel and get to learn from him and get to know him and all that good stuff. So yeah, so shout out to you. Thank you so much for all your help. I appreciate you. And also I will also attribute it to not giving up. Continue just sticking to it even when it feels like it's not working out, even when giving up is the best option. Just continue sticking, because at some point it was so hard for me to understand, and it was so hard for me, but I just kept on like pushing forward. And I would also attribute this quarter's growth to this YouTube channel, because when I'm filming, I am forced to review my trades, which is something that I never used to do. I am forced to reflect and see where my mistakes are. I am forced to like see where I can improve in all that, just because I have to film it and talk to you guys. So basically also having the YouTube channel has helped me to grow a lot. As much as it's not easy to film when like you're in a drawdown or you're just reporting losses and stuff like that, but it's good because I have to force myself to look at those trades and see where my mistakes are and fix those mistakes, because next week again I have to come back, and I can't come back and tell you the same, I'm making the same mistakes. So yeah, so this YouTube channel has actually also helped me to grow in the quarter. Yeah, so thank you guys for being on this journey with me. Let's continue pushing forward. Let's continue, let's focus, let's stay strong. Let's just keep pushing forward and hope we can continue just pushing forward and being positive and growing and doing better and better and better and better. Yeah, so that's just what I'm hoping for next week, that we are just going to maintain this momentum, just slow growth. But then let's also remember that next week there's NFP. Next week is the first week of the quarter, first week of the month, so there might be a lot of difficulties. So stick to those A1 setups. Don't just be in the markets for the sake of being in the markets. Also, you need to also understand, yeah, this is also something that I was discussing with my mentor the other day. Let's know the seasonal tendencies. Like, the market is not always gonna do what it was doing. Like, the first week of June was so great for us, like, but because I was still learning and I was still making a lot of mistakes, I didn't capitalize. But if I had capitalized, it was a great week. And then the second week, things were a little bit stressful. Third week, tried to maintain, and then the last week, yeah. So you can see that the month was not. So we also need to understand the seasonal tendencies, that the market is not always going to be in a situation where it's favorable for you to take the setups that you're used to. Sometimes it's trending, sometimes it's ranging, sometimes it's in a pullback, and different techniques work for those conditions. So we also need to understand that, and to restrain yourself when you see that the market is not in the condition that favors your entry techniques or your trading style. So you need to restrain yourself, stay out, just look for the A1 setups. Don't try to do too much, so that you can ride it out and get to that point now where the season or the conditions of the market are allowing you to just trade and trade and trade and make more and capitalize. So yeah, so we need to also understand this. So yeah, so basically this is me reflecting on the quarter, on the month, on the week. I'll just say everything has been great, and I'll attribute it to you guys being here with me. It's sort of like I have to reflect, I have to tell you guys, so I'm forced to push, I'm forced to keep going forward even when I don't want to, because I have to come back and report to you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I also attribute it to my mentor. He's been great, he's been helping me, he's been with me. Shout out to you. And you'll see his YouTube channel below. Yeah. And then also everyone else who's been part of this, thank you so much. So yeah, so let's come back next week. Let's smash the markets. Let's stay out if we need to, because it's gonna be NFP. It's gonna be the first week of the month, the first week of the quarter. So expect it's not going to be as easy. So restrain yourself, just look for those A1 setups. So yeah, so stay focused, stay strong, stay blessed, and in a world where you can be anything, be kind to one another.